Hey guys, who still needs to get to 2,000 trophies in Clash Royale? Well, it wasn't that long ago, that was me. I'm telling you, I just got to 2K last night, and it's only because of your guys' help. 2,000 trophies in Clash Royale is a huge milestone, and it's one of those things that a lot of players, when they start playing Clash Royale, it's like one of those first things that they really want to hit because once you get to Arena 7, 2,000 cups, that's when you have access to every single card. This also includes the Princess and the Ice Wizard, even though once you get to Arena 7 for your first time, you probably don't have them anyways. Man, I still don't have my Princess or Ice Wizard yet. I've done one super magical chest at 1500. Wait, Arena 6. That's 1700. And as well as Arena 7 at 2K. And I got all the cards for Arena 6 and Arena 7, which is awesome because then I get to try out all the new cards. But legendaries, forget about it. One day, not today, not tomorrow, maybe yesterday. We'll see. Hopefully, when I do get them, it's with you guys when I'm streaming on Twitch TV. So let's talk about this. What are you guys really struggling with to get to 2,000? I'm gonna probably guess it's your deck. 70% of this is just like making sure you have the right deck, and then about 30% of it is like how you use the deck, your placement of your troops, and everything else. But really, I'd say majority of it is just practice. What you really need to make sure you're doing when you're playing these decks is that you're giving it the time of day. Because when, let's just say, I give you a random deck and I tell you, oh, use this card, this card, that card, this card, that card, this card, this card, this card, that card, that card, that card, and then this one, and then that one, and then this one and that one. And then it's your friend telling you this, and he says, this deck is amazing. You're going to get to like 3,600 with this deck. I'm telling you, when you do it that way, you randomly try their deck. You don't know how this card works with that card up against this card up against that card. You are going to do terrible with that deck. It's not going to go well. I promise. However, if you stick with the same deck for a little bit and you start practicing and you start learning it, that's really when it's gonna kick in. This deck that we started using actually evolved from a 2.9 elixir deck, and now it's 3.5 elixir. With the way this deck started out, is I actually had skeletons for the baby dragon, and then I had I think for the Inferno Tower we had the knight, and then the Valkyrie was a different card, the Musketeer was a different card, and it was just a lot. The cards were a lot more basic. And so if I go into my history log, you'll see that if I go way back, the deck has changed a lot. So when it comes to really changing your deck, you really only want to make like one card adjustments or maybe change out two cards and then play games with it. Don't just like swap out the entire deck. Don't just swap out like seven cards and keep one card and say, "Oh, I casually swap some cards around." You didn't just change your deck a little bit. No, it's a new deck entirely, which is totally fine, and that's why they gave us these 1, 2, 3 tabs at the top. Those are for new decks. So without talking too much more of this, just play the same deck over and over and over again. And if you're not having success or you're not having high success rates against your opponents, then change out a card. See what works for you. Then ask your friends for advice. Maybe watch other YouTubers or my channel. It's up to you. And maybe we can give you some advice as well, because that's how I got to 2K. Streaming on Twitch has been great because I get to have other people watch me play and constructively critique my play style and everything else. Usually it's just like, hey Koopa, you're not really good at this game. Why do you have these cards with that card working with this card and countering that? You should totally do this. And I listen without freaking out or raging, and look at where it's got me. I'm at 2,000. I am a monster. Granted, I'm probably behind every other content creator for Clash Royale. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with being in last place. Have you heard the story of the turtle and the rabbit? I am the turtle, and everyone else is the rabbit. I'm okay with this. Clash Royale is so new. There's no rush with it. Don't be pressured. If you see all these players that are like all legendary and like, God, 3,700. I am not going to be over 3,000 for a very long time. So if you feel bad about not having a lot of trophies, welcome to my world. So just take it in baby steps, just play the game for a little bit, do some matches, and if you get some good wins, fantastic. Just keep going. You're going to run into certain decks that totally hard counter what you're using, even though you really might know what you're doing. And this is a pretty good example of what I'm talking about. This guy just stomped me and 3-crowned me, and I thought I knew how to use my deck pretty well, and we'll just watch this at ×2 speed, but for the entire day, I hadn't been 3-crowned. We've been using this deck and talking with other players on Twitch TV, and I thought we were doing fine with it. I didn't think we were going to run into any issues like this. There were some mistakes that I made in this game, and not just some. There was actually a lot of mistakes that were made, but even still, I didn't think that those mistakes would end up being the reason that I'd get 3-crowned, which is fine. It's going to happen. You just can't let that be the reason why you tear apart your deck, you start staking, like taking apart all. You can't just let that be the reason why you deconstruct your entire deck. Be patient with it. Just give it another chance. Maybe you were at an off day. Maybe you just were having like a bad 3 minutes, and just go right back into it. Just be patient. If it means you have to just take a break and put some chocolate in your mouth, or watch the X-Files, or lay down, or take a shower, or work out, or whatever. Because right here, I just had to take a deep breath, because I'm getting crapped on right now, and there's nothing I can really do about it. I tried, and I had what was like 1,300 people watching me when I had this match happen. And what am I gonna say? It's like, yeah, I got beat, I got stomped, I just got 3-crowned. Great, fantastic. And so the match after that, we went in and we 3-crowned someone. We went from getting 3-crowned to 3-crowning someone else, and then we went into the final match, which pushed us over 2,000 for the first time. And so it was a great feeling. I was bouncing all over the place between 1,900 and 2,000, even going back down into the high 1,800s. And finally, I was able to get above 2,000. I didn't even realize it once I had won. I was like, wait a minute. I think that's enough cups to actually get over 2K for the first time. So we celebrated with a super magical chest. It was fantastic. I got the new Royal Giant, which I hear isn't that great. Hopefully Supercell balances and makes it better later on. We got some of the Musketeer Hordes, which I heard is pretty powerful with the Rage spell. And then we also got a few of the Dark Princess, which I'm excited about because I always see those being used in some of the top players' decks on Royal TV. Didn't get the princess. She's eluding me. I still have yet to get the Ice Wizard. I have every other card. There are a lot of the epics I have still aren't level 3, but we'll get there. And I'm really not rushing with this game, and neither should you. I mean, we've been playing Clash of Clans for 3.5 years. Clash Royale's been globally launched for maybe around a month or so. I don't feel like you need to rush through this game. We still have eons of time to enjoy Clash Royale. And it's just in its infancy. We have so many fun tournaments to play, to have really cool things we can do, whether it's via YouTube or Twitter or Twitch. There's a lot of interactive things that we can do with each other, and I'm looking forward to that. And you guys should be too, because this gives us way more tools than ever Clash of Clans ever did, where I could take someone random and challenge them to a 1v1 PvP game. So, to quickly recap, I guess, to what you need to really do to push to 2K, take your deck, don't make changes, play some game, play like 5 to 6 games. If you notice you keep getting countered over and over and over again by the same thing or the same types of things, change out a card or 2. Not really even more than that, and then keep playing. Give it the time of day. Eventually, you're going to go up against a deck that's going to counter you, or have 1 card that counters you, or have 4 cards that counter you. So just do the best that you can to just make sure you're winning more than you're losing. So your net gains is always more than how much you're losing, and you'll slowly go up, even if you're just going up by 4 or 5 or 7 or 8.5. That's better than losing and going all the way back to 0. Remember when you first started the game and you started at 0 cups? Actually, I can't remember how many cups you start at, but at least you're not where you started, right? You're still making progression. So just be patient with the game. I was super excited to get to 2K here. I thought I was about to lose it, but then the timer ended up ticking out. They got the tower at the very last second, and it worked out for me. Really happy with, going up against this guy and finally getting there. Especially when I was live streaming this, I didn't want to let my viewers down, so I'm glad that this is knocked out. Now I can start doing the decks that you guys want to use, and just kind of have some fun as far as like what we do on our live streams. I'm looking forward to testing out some these decks using some of these cards I've never tried before, like the Golem, the Dark Prince, the Horde Musketeer, the Elixir Collector, the Mortar, the Poison, the Mirror. There's a lot of cards I've never used before, and I just haven't been able to try them because I've been using this one deck, just being really consistent with it, and being really patient with it, being really persistent, and here we are. Boom, 2K. Couldn't be happier. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video just to kind of go over what you really need to be doing to push to 2K, even though I think this is things you probably already knew, but maybe it helped out some of you. At the very least, use this deck. Like, this deck works really well. I would say some things you could swap out would be the Baby Dragon. That's currently the card that I have my eye on right now. The Baby Dragon could be swapped out for the Wizard. If you don't have the Baby Dragon, it's the only epic in the deck. So you could swap that out for a Wizard, or even the card that was in there for the first time was the regular skeletons. You could also use the Bomber card for more AoE up against like groups of barbarians. Or you could also, if you don't have the Inferno Tower, you could replace that with either the Cannon or the Tesla. I prefer the Tesla just because then it can target ground or air. And you could make other micro adjustments. It really just kind of depends on your playstyle. So this is the deck that worked for me. Will it work for you? Maybe. I hope so. If it does, tell me thank you. If it doesn't, then you make a change, but then it works and it makes it even better, please tell me, because I would like a better deck too. But thank you guys for watching this video so much. If you liked it, please thumbs up or subscribe or whatever you'd like to do. You can even just not do anything and just kind of sit there. But no, seriously, if you guys have any ideas as far as what other types of videos you would like to see from me on Clash Royale, please let me know. We're going to be doing other videos in the future. I'm looking to try and do some sort of uploading Clash Royale videos here and there, maybe 3 to 4 times a week. I don't know if I can keep up with it daily just because we also do Twitch live streaming as well on top of everything else. But we have some really cool tournaments that we're going to be doing on our channel with some of the top players in the game. I've already got a hold of clans from Quantum's Web as well as Into the Light. So we're going to have some really cool tournaments that we're going to be doing. And I would love for you guys to be a part of it and to possibly participate in other tournaments, especially if you are an amazing player. We would love to see your skills. So feel free to drop by our Twitch TV channel, and you can just search Koopa Troopa 787 and you'll find it. But thanks for everything, guys. Take care and have a great day.